What's happening, racing fans? Welcome back to the channel. Brought to you in association with betting.co.uk. I'm Ginger Joe and I'm back with 3 selections for you to take a look at on Wednesday's race car. I've got 3 jumps meetings tomorrow and I've got 1 selection for you at each of the events. Now, if you're new to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a great deal. It's completely free to do so. And all you got to do is click that subscribe button below this channel. Also, courtesy of betting.co.uk, I have been given an exclusive Ginger Joe offer from Betfred, where if you bet £10, you get £40 in free bets using the link in the description below. New customers only and normal terms and conditions apply. So, we'll go straight on to these selections for tomorrow, and I'm going to bring you these rather quick fire. Starting in the 140 at Worcester, we've got quite a worthy favourite here, and who is that for the Chris Gordon team at 11-4. A very likeable horse, don't get me wrong, but I think he actually could become vulnerable here to a little bit of a better stayer. He was foot perfect last time up, bar the last fence, and only just managed to get the job done. I've just got a feeling we may have seen the ceiling of his ability despite him being just a 7-year-old. A few question marks around his jumping. It has been a bit dodgy, a bit hit and miss, and so is his form, even though he does act very well on this sort of good ground. But I do believe that he could be a little bit vulnerable here to a better stayer in this race. Now, the horse that I've actually come down on is trained by Dave Roberts in the name of Man of the North, each way at 8-1. A particularly good jumper and stays all day long. On his penultimate start, he ran a really good race at Newton Abbot over this sort of trip, and himself and the winner actually pulled clear that day, and the winner has actually gone on to back up that win since. Last time out, he was given an attempt at the marathon trip, a 3-mile-3 at Stratford, and clearly found that a little bit too much of a struggle, but he was still travelling very well past the 3-mile park, and I do, again, believe that will bode well for him coming into this race, particularly in those closing stages. If he drops back into the form, drops back to 2.5 mile again, like it, and in the same sort of form like he was in last time out at Newton Abbot, I think he's going to have a really big chance at outstaying who was that up the straight here. A really good jumper, travels particularly well. I think he's going to have a really good chance in the 140 at Worcester tomorrow. Then in the 6:30 at Perth, I've got my nap selection. That's going to be Glen Trewin here. Really, really good horse, actually, despite not having the very best form over the fences. Only 1 start to date over fences, and he did make a few mistakes that day, but he's clearly the best horse in this race, and he's been running in much higher graded races than what he is going to be contesting in tomorrow. Drops into a lower graded company. He doesn't necessarily have too many horses to beat, but his one obstacle that may actually catch him out is his jumping. But I'm willing to forgive him just that first effort over fences. He comes back into this field whilst dropping back in trip. He predominantly races over the likes of 2.5 miles, 2 mile 5. Dropping back to 2 mile 1, though, I don't actually see it being an issue for him, considering that he's dropping in class. But I would like to see him be ridden quite prominently from the front of this field. And I think that would actually give him a really, really big chance and really find them hard to actually peg him back. So even though his main market rival, Somewhat Cloudy, is a very good jumper, I think Glen Trewin's class and his engine is going to be enough for him to get the job done. You can get 11-4 about Glen Trewin at the moment in the 6:30 at Perth. My final selections comes in the 2:05 at Newton Abbot for the Harry Fry team in the name of Monjules at 11-4. He has already started to receive some pretty decent support already, but he's a very good horse, seemingly improving on the job for Harry Fry as well. Managed to win 3 of his last 5 starts for the team and nearly actually made it 4 when he actually made 1 bad mistake at Fontwell, and that actually made him get done on just a head bob. But that could have been 4 out of 5. And then he actually had a spin on the flat last time out of Salisbury and managed to finish 2nd in a really decent race as well, just to show that he's in peak fitness, peak form, and should be ready to go again. We're likely to see a little bit more improvement from Monjules still. I think this track and trip's going to suit him very, very well. He's won on good ground. He's won on heavy ground. This time he gets the mix of good to soft. I think he's a real solid improver. 11-4, I think, is going to be a real good option for him to get the job done tomorrow. So just to give you a recap, that's Man of the North in the 140 at Worcester. Glen Trewin in the 6:30 is my nap selection at Perth. And then we've got Monjules in the 2:05 at Newton Abbot. 3 quick fire selections for you for tomorrow's racing. But again, I will pop a link in the description below, my full article over on betting.co.uk, where you can get a full description of all the analysis for my races tomorrow. Just one more mention, I've got a 3-horse race in a group chat, and I'm going to be putting up some selections for York. If you'd like to get those selections, again, there's a free link in the description below. Thanks everyone that's tuning in. Please do subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a great deal. I'll be back again tomorrow with some more selections for Thursday. Goodbye for now.